Turtle Tuesday today. So we are going to show you just a quick video on how we get an end result of this tabletop here with our turtle decals. I'm going to show you how we apply them. These are just decals, vinyl decals. They're wall clings actually from Amazon. And we started out with our tabletops. I have them all leveled, and I did not mix my resin yet, but I did measure out one side, get my heat gun set up, and kind of pre-decided where I wanted these to go. So we're going to pop these babies on and show you how we do that. So come on, let's go. So step one, I'm just gonna spritz a paper towel with some alcohol, get this cleaned off, and then I am going to apply the decal where I want it on each of these. So I'm gonna do the same process to all four, and then I will get my resin mixed and pour it over. So you're gonna have one chance with these. It is vinyl, so it will peel off, but what you risk ripping it if you keep sticking it and then peeling it off. And you also risk putting like scratches to try to get it off of the surface. I like these because you can see that they're clear, so it doesn't look like a sticker. The backing is not, if you got a sticker that where that's clear would be white, those lines, and it just doesn't look as realistic. So I'm gonna stick this on here. And you just want to kind of go slow so you don't get bubbles. And then stick that on there if you do get a bubble, which we could in one of these. So if you get a bubble, what I like to do is just pop the bubble with a pin. You're not going to see the puncture mark when you do that, when you cover it with resin, but you will see the bubble if you don't pop it. So this one looks good. Going to move on to the next one and repeat that process on all four of these tabletops. See this air bubble right above my finger? I'm not sure if you can see it or not. So when you push it, it moves because there's air in there. There's no way to get rid of that, and it will show up in your project as a bubble. So just take a pin, and there's two of them there, and then stick it down. Problem solved. And when you resin over top of that, you won't even see it. So anywhere you get one of those air bubbles, just pin it and then rub your finger over it, and it'll make your vinyl stick flat. All right, so I have mixed our resin up. We're using our ice thin resin for this. This is just clear that we're going over. You guys watched us put the decals on. I did add just a tiny little bit of this ultra sparkle white. It looks like straight glitter when you mix it full force, but I just add a little tiny bit, and you can see that it just puts a little shimmer in there. It's very subtle. So we're gonna just evenly distribute this between these 4 tops. I'm gonna just pancake it in the middle and let it spread out and then start helping it. We have 24 ounces in here, so 6, 12, 18, 24, 6 on each. And I'm gonna get as close to that as I can. Basically just gonna watch the measurements on my cup as I pour. I'm gonna go over this, each one with a heat gun, and warm this up a little bit, and then I'm going to spread it out evenly over the surface and let it run over the sides. At first, I do try to keep this on the table, so I'll spread it out as close to the edge as I can get without going over. If it does start going over, it's no big deal. It's gonna go over eventually anyway. I just try to cover as much space as I can before it starts running over. Spread out pretty evenly and avoided the sides, we're actually gonna help it roll over the side and then make sure that it's covering all the sides by just taking our hands around it. And after this process, we're gonna do this to all of these. I'm gonna torch it for bubbles and walk away, and it's done. Now I'm just going over this with the torch just lightly for bubbles, just to make sure we don't get stuck with any bubbles in the top coat. And just lightly, obviously you don't want to stay in one spot too long. I don't want to use the heat gun because I don't really want to blow it around. I just want to pop bubbles. So I torched these for bubbles. Again, I didn't use the heat gun because I don't really want to move it around. I just want to pop bubbles. I will leave these sitting overnight. Then tomorrow we will take them off, let them sit generally for another 24 hours, and then we will sand the drips off the bottom. And then you can apply legs to the bottom to make a tabletop. You can put a clock face on it. You can do some wall art, and then I will also come back and check on these in about 20 minutes and torch them again, and then maybe another 20 minutes and torch them again. That's it.